rice. In my plate here, I have about 2 tablespoons of red and green bell peppers finely chopped, as well as 2 tablespoons of white onion minced, and 2 celery stalks finely chopped as well. Over here, I have a pound of chicken breast, very thin. I cut it into cubes, and I also added this mojo sauce that you can find in the supermarket. I'm going to show you right now. Right here, mojo has so much flavor. It has oranges, lemons, oregano, all those good stuff. As well, I have here 4 garlic cloves, finely minced. We're also going to need about half to a cup of tomato sauce, just to add color and flavor to our dish. This is the Creole seasoning that I did myself, which is paprika. It has oregano. It has as well as onion and garlic powder, salt and pepper, about a tablespoon of each. Of course, you can find the Creole seasoning. You can just search it up on Google. This is the seasonings that I had at home, so I used those. I have here about a pound of medium-sized shrimp. I already washed them with or cleaned them with lemon. And I have here kielbasa sausages. Now, in the jambalaya recipe, they don't use kielbasa sausages. They use a little more spicy sausages like the andouille sausage. So if you have that, you can use that. And also chicken broth. Now in my pan, I'm adding about 3 tablespoons of avocado oil. And now I'm going to cook my sausages first. I'm going to add my kielbasa sausages. I'm going to mix and let it cook for about 5 minutes, 5 to 6 minutes, so it can add some color. And then we're going to continue with the rest of the ingredients. We're cooking this at medium-high heat. Okay, so now my sausages have some color. I'm going to add my chicken. Remember, my chicken was marinated in that mojo sauce. Delicious. We're going to mix and we're going to let this cook for about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, I am going to season our chicken with a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to continue to cook this for about 5 more minutes. Now we're ready to set this aside. So we're going to remove the chicken and the sausages and we're going to add it to a plate and set it aside. Do not worry if you think my pot is burned. It's not. Once I add the chicken broth as well as the water, it's going to add so much flavor to our entire jambalaya dish. To add our vegetables, which are the bell peppers, the celery, and the onions. Okay, I'm going to give this a mix. And I'm also going to add my garlic. We're going to mix and now we're going to let this cook for about 4 to 5 minutes on medium-high heat. As you can see, my vegetables are nice and soft. And now we're ready to add our chicken broth. And my chicken broth, it gave me about 2.5 cups of chicken broth. I used the entire box. And I'm also going to add 3 cups of water. The water goes in. Let's add the tomato sauce as well. We're going to mix. As you can see, add a nice reddish color. And we're going to add our Creole seasoning. Delish, delish. Okay, I'm also going to add 2 more teaspoons of salt because I tasted the broth and I was like, it needs a little bit more salt. So this is the point where you want to taste the broth before adding the rice. Because once you add the rice, it's going to be a little more difficult to add in more salt. So now my water is boiling. We're ready to add the rice. I'm adding 4 cups of rice. I can add all of this in there. We are almost done with this delicious jambalaya, my way, of course. Inspired by New Orleans, of course. Alrighty, we're gonna add back our kielbasa sausages as well as our chicken back into the mix. We're gonna add the shrimp right at the end because they cook fairly fast. And we're gonna cover it up and let this cook for about 30 minutes on medium heat. After 30 minutes, as you can see, our jambalaya is just about done. Needs a little bit more, but as you can see, it's just delicious. Now we're ready to add the shrimp. Let's add the shrimp because after the shrimp, we're basically done with our delicious jambalaya recipe. Fresh shrimp. What I'm gonna do now is just cover it up and let this cook for 10 more minutes on medium heat. The heat is gonna cook the shrimp. And I'm gonna show you right now how our delicious jambalaya looks. After 10 minutes, our delicious chicken, sausage, shrimp jambalaya is done. Super easy, super quick. You got yourself a delicious lunch or dinner recipe. Hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. I'm going to see you next time on my next video. And here you go. Easy, quick jambalaya my way.